Alright guys, so it's late as hell. The kids are sleeping and this is when I have the time to do things, so the lighting might not be right. And I got really excited because I came up with this idea and I told you about it. I told you guys about it. I said, get red-eye croc skinks, you should try this because I think this would be a really great idea. And since I didn't see anybody do it or link me in their description or whatever, I decided to do it for myself, for my red-eye croc skinks, for a couple reasons. And we went over that in a previous video. Would I give them a better footprint, blah blah blah. But I'm going to show you what I'm working with. Alright, so again, forgive the lighting quality because I have to do everything at like frickin' midnight. Not quite, but anyway. As you can see, what we got going on here. This isn't exactly how it's going to be laid out, but I'm kind of designing as I go, and I was getting really excited about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should totally show my viewers what I'm kind of planning here. So there's like this all going on, and I couldn't find the black elbows, so I'm probably gonna just do hot glue and moss. I'm gonna do moss on the elbows on the white to hide that, and it's gonna be covered. And this is actually all the subterranean area. A subterranean. This is a 40-gallon breeder enclosure for red-eye crocodile skinks. And you're saying, why? Well, Ben, you got that beautiful vivarium, that huge 60-gallon, tall, lusciously plant. Couple problems, and I think I discussed this in another video. Not only the footprint and land area, the digging opportunities aren't as great because I have to have the substrate area with the rock and stuff like that, where it's like super it's shallow. Actually, the digging areas are very shallow. These species love to dig. I want to recreate their digging areas. This is an old 60-gallon. You can see, like, I had a little heat lamp. Anybody who has a sliding screen top and has a heat lamp will know this happens if you don't pay attention to where your heat lights are, and if you don't turn them off when you slide open the screen top. But anyway, check this out though. Check this out. This is cool. I just want to show you because I got like really geeked. Imagine a little red-eye crocodile skink. Look straight through there and see him hanging out. Dude, are you kidding me right now? I'm super geeked about this tank. And this is why I stopped. What? Are you kidding? We'll be able to see them underground in their natural environment. Granted, this will probably go wrong, terribly wrong, and not in the terribly wrong sense that it won't work for them and they won't be happy. I'm sure they'll be very, very happy. I have a lot of really cool things that I'm going to be putting in here. There will be a heat pad on this side with a thermostat with a probe going under the pipe, actually right onto the glass, because I don't want it to get too warm. This big thing with these species, you want to keep them nice and, you know, kind of cool, like 80 degrees during the day, and then let it drop down, let it get nice and cool during the night, and, you know, hopefully they'll thermal regulate their body temperature. I'm going to keep the heat pad actually at 75, and I'm going to have lights above it that are going to be thermal regulated on this side as well, for you know, up to the 80s. It's 78 actually. If you do some research on their indigenous areas, the daytime highs tend to be around between 78 and 81. Okay, and of Papua New Guinea, for the New Guinea croc skinks, or we'll just call them Trebo, not like a Crebo, which is awesome. Future video coming up. I'm not gonna, spoiler alert. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing with this. So I got some potting soil, and I got some eco earth, and some coarse coconut husk. I'm going to be mixing that all together, and that's going to be their substrate. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited for it. It's also going to create great foraging opportunities because I intend on, you know, occasionally just tossing some of those red worms in here that I was talking about, letting them forage, dig. And this is kind of also where I thought this could really go wrong if they don't utilize the burrows that I've created for them. Well, I think you kind of get where I'm going with this, is that they could dig around all of the other areas and create their own burrows, and then I won't be able to see them. But did I think of that as well? This is a really cool stand, actually, that I got from... Oh gosh, you're not going to be able to see it because I keep showing the wrong stuff. This is just a metal stand that I got from like one of the big chain stores. I'm not going to mention which one. But here's what's really cool. If you go under here, we'll be able to view the entire bottom of the tank. And yes, I did already think about cutting out a small section along the bottom so that we would... God, lighting's terrible at nighttime. This is why I wish I could do videos in the day, but I can't. And I'm nocturnal, just like my creatures. I was going to cut out a small section along the bottom so you could actually see up through the piping. And I thought that'd be super cool. But, you know, whatever. Because I plan on stuffing some, like, moss and stuff in there to keep it humid for them. But anyway. Alright, guys. Yeah. Let's get this build going. And I'll just take, like, little videos and bits and pieces, and you'll see as it comes together what I create. Because this is the subterranean setup I was talking about for Reddit Crocodile Skinks. Pardon me, I'm burping for no reason. I'm drunk. And you guys will see what I come up with. This is how I come up with stuff. It's weird, and I hope you steal my ideas. I hope you like this stuff, because this is just what I enjoy doing, and my passion's creating these environments and making functional scapes. Alright, I'll see you in like 2... Wait, no, 3, 2... Alright, so here's what I've come up with in like an entire, you know, real quick hour. And yeah, I think we're at... Yeah, we're definitely at an hour. Epic fail. Epic. Anyway. And away we go. Alright, so here you guys are getting the nitty-gritty raw of the enclosure. But I got some really cool... that was just some 2-inch pipe that I had laying around. I had an old Exoterra, which almost had the same dimensions as this 40-gallon, only it was a much shallower thing. So you can, as you can see, it's floating, but it actually works out for this purpose here. 90-degree elbow coming out right there. What is that? Well, that, my friends, is a ultrasonic humidifier. So it doesn't use heat or anything. It just uses electricity, and it causes fog. That's pretty cool. And then over here, this is going to be like my egg laying box, simply because I have an opening over here. This is going to be the warm end. I'm going to put a heat mat under here. You can't even see it because I'm so good at what I do. Maybe you can see it under here. There is a temperature probe right there. You can see the cord coming through, and then that's the temperature probe. That's going to be sitting like right on the heat mat, so I'll be able to get a very accurate temperature. These guys like humidity, not as much as you would think. So there's just like a lot of different water dish options, and cool humidity, cool. You don't need to spray these guys down if you have these humidifier type things. You can keep the ambient humidity very, very high, even without plants doing this. So I'm going to try it out. You notice I got a lot of stuff going on here on the bottom. That's to reduce the areas that they could possibly dig. That's where this tank could go wrong, this subterranean tank. They could dig around the pipes and not live in them, and that would suck. But here's the subterranean thing going on here. As you can see, if I just move that dish, I mean, they could definitely, they would, and they probably will dig under here and hide under here the whole time and not use any of this piping, which would suck because I really would like to see them more, and I'm hoping this is what cures that ailment. But I just use a little bit of hot glue to keep this up. Mind you, this is foam, so it does melt. You have to be very careful. You have to blow on it extensively. I got very lightheaded doing this. This is going to be just a shallow water dish. There'll be food dishes in here. The dirt level will be up to here, so you're not going to see a lot of this. Actually, the dirt level is going to be like, you know, up to a ½ inch up to here. So I'll be able to mount it up and down, and hopefully they won't dig too much and just, you know, get a lot of soil in here. But if I have to, simply take this out while they're hiding in there, stop them, and pull that. Here, let's show you the subterranean setup. So, as you can tell, I actually modified this. It's really hard to see, but you can actually, this is like a 45-degree elbow. You can see it going, if it'll focus, instead of going to the lamp, which is creating a nice glare. This is a nice little short pipe. If anybody decides to go in, you can see the water dish floating here, but that, like I said, again, there'll be soil all under there, and you can see through that pipe. All these pipes will be cleaned up. You can see a little bit of the plastic debris from the cuts, but and you can see all the way to the other side from there, which I think is super cool. And they have exits here, and they'll be able to come all the way through here and all the way out there. And yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm really excited. And this shallow water dish I actually hot glued to this lid, and I'll be filling that with peat moss. The female should be able to squeeze in and under here, and this will be her egg laying box. Part of it will be close to the warm end, and then it'll get cooler, so she'll be able to thermo regulate where she wants to lay her eggs at in this box. So that's really cool. And then over here we got just a simple, like I think it's like a 6-inch pot, I'm not sure. There's some crude cutting. Threw a pipe in there, and I'll put a little bit of sphagnum moss under there, but even peeking up under here, they tend to dig towards the bottom of the sphagnum moss, and you should be able to see their bellies and stuff there, so that would be really cool. And there's still some good ventilation there, which I'll hide with some plants and stuff like that. So that's where we're at after an hour. Yeah, like I said, a lot of planning goes into my builds, and as you can see, it's quite extensive. But hopefully this gives you guys some ideas and spurs you on, and eventually you'll get your own red-eye croc skinks, and hopefully someday I'll be able to produce more of. But yeah, just design something special for your animals and try to recreate that natural habitat for them, because the closest we can create to their natural habitat, the happiest they're going to be. Collected or captive bred, either which way. I mean, you really want to recreate their natural environment, and that's when you're going to start to see those more natural behaviors, the coming out, the feeding, their breeding, and just the overall health. Till next time, if you keep it crawling.